I didn't know anybody in this industry, man. I was just trying not to work at Costco mopping floors, you know, and just shout out to Charlamagne, took me under his wing. I never expected to get paid from Charlamagne. I think all that shit's a blessing.
Yeah.
What I knew what I was have to do is if I work with Charlamagne, if he's not paying me or if I'm working for him for free, I'm gonna have to use that leverage to charge other people. Once like I kind of had that cosign from Charlamagne, my life started changing. People started taking my videography seriously.
Walk me back to the first time you met Charlamagne and you landing that gig. How did that come about?
Well, the first time I went to meet Charlamagne at the book signing, I just went to get my book signed because I fucked with Brilliant Idiots for years. Like when I was mopping floors, I'd listen to Brilliant Idiots while mopping the floors and it helped me get through my shift. I was just a fan of Breakfast Club and everything. So when he dropped the book, it was finally a chance to meet him. First time I met him, he got my book signed. I was like, yo, one day, like I was doing stand-up comedy, so I figured like I'm gonna do a skit for him or something. Like, oh, I'm gonna do a skit, you know, doing a story from the podcast, and you're gonna repost it. Go, oh yeah, bro, just tag me. I got you. I was like, oh shit, he actually fucking fucks with me. The next book signing, he dropped the second book, Shook Ones, and I came to that second book signing at Barnes & Noble's, called out of Costco. I didn't give a fuck. I called out with a hesitation. Yeah, I'm sick. Went to Barnes & Noble's in the city, filmed a recap for Charlamagne for the book signing. I was there from the beginning to the end, 6 hours. And I just filmed, went home, edited the recap, sent it to him the next day.
Right.
He said, thank you, posted it. Actually, no, I didn't just send it to him. I had to send it to every goddamn body in the whole 105.1 iHeart. If I seen you with Charlamagne, if you're associated, you got the video. He's gonna see this shit. Basically, I did this shit like 5 more times. Like he did like a whole book signing tour. I was driving to
just by yourself for free. Yeah.
I was driving a 1997 Dodge Stratus. I didn't even know this shit was gonna make it. Got down there. He was like, yo, you came all the way down here. How you get down here? I was like, bro, I drove. I did a recap. Yeah, that was the first time he ever paid me. And he was like, bro, I appreciate it, man. And I was like, oh, I got you, whatever, like all the time. And went home, edited it, same day, boom. Timmy Turnaround is what they call me, man.
Timmy Turnaround.
Yeah, I edited the video, gave it to him the next day, boom, perfect. You know, I sent him the video before the people that were hired to actually shoot this stuff got it to him, you know? So it was a good look. And I just kept doing that consistently. And he was like, yo, bro, what's up? Like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to, you know, do videos for you on a consistent basis. He said, I'm down. And so that's what it was. I started, you know, just traveling with him. Went to Detroit, Michigan to the mental health gym. From the vlog for that. We have a whole vlog channel on his YouTube that me and him shot. So
how did it feel the first time he actually acknowledged like your work and realized that he could bring you in? How did it feel like?
It was life changing. I was mopping floors at Costco, getting yelled at because I wasn't doing a good job. Like I was wearing a hairnet and an apron. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I knew that shit wasn't for me. I was wasting my talent, you know, getting yelled at for not putting bagels on a tray quick enough. And once like I kind of had that cosign from Charlamagne, my life started changing. People started taking my videography seriously and shit like that. So I started a little business doing videography for
before that. Did you have any like formal training or something, college or whatever?
Oh yeah. I've been doing video, like it all started with my mom doing like home videos. She always had that big ass camcorder out.
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
She did that for a living or like?
No, she was just doing it. You know, 90s parents.
Yeah, I know.
I'm half black, half white. So my mom always had. My mom's black. We always had that big ass camcorder. Just filmed everything. She always had that. She would bring us to school with the shit. You know, just follow us going in. She was the original vlogger. I'm telling you. And then I always fell in love with it. Like she used to let me use the camera. I used to film like my little dinosaurs and stuff. Try to make little movies. And even in like middle school and high school, my friends used to like skateboard as a hobby. I would buy like a $100 camcorder from Best Buy or Sam Goody at the time, and just film them skateboarding at the skate park and try to put little montages. Like Rob Dyrdek and Big Black was like a big thing back then. Bam Margera was like a huge thing. CKY, Viva La Bam. So we try to like emulate that. And I was the camera guy while they skateboarded and did all the funny stunts. And I'd edit that, put that on YouTube. There's videos on YouTube from like 2008, 2009 of us of that I edited skateboarding. It's not good, you know, low quality as hell. But there's like early history of me video editing. Did the shit in high school. Did like video production classes. I was on the high school announcements. It was like a TV show. It was like literally morning news at our high school, and I was one of the anchors. And then I went to college to try to be an anchor for video journalism. It was on the sports show there at Buffalo State. So yeah, I mean, I always had a history of camera work and stuff, but I never knew that that entrepreneurial mindset wasn't there. I always thought you had to get hired by like a news station or, you know, also social media wasn't always a thing.
Yeah. Did you pick up like the camera to like get into the industry, or was camera like something you fell in love with?
Camera is something I was doing for myself.
Got it.
I said, I bought my camera originally to film my comedy sets. I was paying somebody to film my sets. And I was doing like 3-4 shows a week, and they were like just open mics and shit too. So I feel like, why am I paying for this shit when I could just buy my own camera, put my shit on the tripod, hit record,
Do it myself.
and do it myself. And when I started doing that for myself, other people were like, yo, can you film my set too? And I was like, yo, I could make a couple dollars doing this shit. And that's what it was. Like, I just always had that camera knowledge, always had that editing knowledge through high school.
So that slowly like snowballed to the point where you realized that you can actually put together montages for Charlamagne.
Yeah.
And that actually got validated by him.
Yeah. My friend Ryan Cavatero, he was one of my buddies, my classmates that I did the video journalism with in high school. He ended up going to Yale to do TV production. He works at Bloomsburg, does the whole news thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's a genius. And I was ringing up people in line. Like, I was a cashier at Whole Foods, and he was in my line. He goes, hey, you still do camera work? I'm like, obviously not. I'm a cashier right now wearing an apron at Whole Foods. And he was like, well, if you ever are free, I need help on set. I'm working on a short film.
Interesting.
And I ended up, meeting up with him, going out to lunch with him, went to the sets with him. He gave me some roles in the TV show, in the short film. He even was on part of the crew holding the boom mic, all that stuff. And he used to send me links like, hey, Canon's having a huge sale on Canons, man. If you want looking at film stuff, this is a good beginner camera. Bought that shit, and that's the camera I used to film my comedy sets and shit, and like early comedy skits. It's a fucked up story, bro. It's just crazy.
And when Charlamagne brought you on the road, at any point did you feel like this is like way beyond me? I'm feeling intimidated, like something like that, or did you feel comfortable right on place right away?
Fuck that, nah, man. I'm in a place where nobody else has been. Like, it's either now or never. I know what I got to do. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. This is what I'm supposed to do. If I was at like some training mopping floor competition for Costco, yeah, I'd be nervous. That wasn't shit for me. This shit's for me.
So you felt right on place.
And I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly who to mic up, how to walk, how to move, what angles to get.
So right now at this point, like years down the line, you've been in this industry for a while. What does your day-to-day look like? What kind of work do you do?
Well, I started off trying to do everything. I'm trying to slowly narrow that down and find my niche to focus. But I was trying to do everything. Photo shoots, music videos, weddings, birthday party recaps, club shoots, photo shoots, headshots. You name it, I'll do it. I got a camera and I got the editing software. I got you. It's all editing, bro.
Yeah.
It's all editing, man.
A lot of people like who are stepping into the industry in general, because like that's what I try to focus in, like trying to focus more on like the back-end producers and editors, those kind of people. And from the outside, it looks like editing is kind of like an intimidating process, and people kind of be like, this is not for me, I can just be on camera. But the fact that you have to also teach yourself that, what's your take on being the guy who can do it all?
Yeah, it's literally something, it's a lot of work, especially if you're trying to start your own business.
Yeah.
Doing it. Like I do. I produce a couple podcasts, and like you said, being on front of the camera is a whole different type of beast. There's people that just want to be talent, but they're not ready to be talent. Like when I'm editing podcasts and stuff, people are like, oh, can we watch it before you upload it or something? We might be something we have to take out because I don't like the way I look. Like, bro, what are you talking about? So there's some people that are unprofessional behind camera, and there's some people the people that are behind the camera that try to start a videography business, they quit early because one, they don't know how to market themselves. They don't post their work, and they get behind in editing. Like, getting behind in editing is crazy because you can get overflowed with shit real quick.
You said market yourself. That's what I'm asking. Like, it's one thing to be good at your craft, which a lot of people can be. But at the end of the day, if you want to get clients, actually build a business, you have to let other people know that I'm good at something and you can hire me. So how did you initially, given the fact that you didn't start off as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, but you slowly evolved into one, right? So like, how did you understand or like navigate those parts, like the business part of it?
I know I read books.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gary Vee's books. I read like Damon John, who's the black dude on the Shark Tank. He wrote a book all about entrepreneurship and how to really market yourself. Gary Vee had a book called Crushing It, and it literally gives you the exact shit to do. Like, it goes by chapter. Each chapter is a social media app. And it'll tell you how to market yourself no matter what you do. If you do videography, this is what you need to do this. If you're an actor, this is how you need to get yourself your name out as an actor. And he basically, the moral of the story is social media is the greatest invention that ever happened, and people trying to market themselves. It's free, and all you have to do is post fire shit. And with the right description, with the right hashtags, and you'll get noticed.
From the inception of you stepping into this industry and today, how do you like since you're kind of a freelancer, if I may, and what difference have you seen in the way you charge your clients, you price your services? How has it evolved down the line?
Back when I first started, I used to do a lot of shit as favors. Just give me $80, give me $75. You know, something that I would pay for with knowing my skills. But now I consider, you know, the commute. I consider all the little factors now when I do my price. So it literally varies. But the price definitely goes up because I see what people with less credentials and less credibility than I do charging for more than I charge. And I'm like, okay, yeah, and time to step my game up. So I could, and shit goes up in the world. Like inflation's a real thing.
No, 100%. Yeah.
So you gotta always improve your price, but you gotta pay attention to what the ops are doing.
Yeah.
And see what they charging and shit.
Gotta be competitive.
Yeah, and I go a little bit lower. It'd be like, if they doing this, I could get away with this. There's some people that go, if they charging this, I could go like this.
Yeah.
I kind of like building relationships. So I'd rather get the booking. And like, oh, Angelo looked out for me. So maybe he'll look out for me and I'll look out for him in the long run or something like that.
Yeah. Speaking of, you said relationships. So like there's like an aspect of being a salesman with your services, and there's an aspect of relationship building for like long-term work. How do you decide which is which? And like, if you want to build a relationship,
I never expected to get paid from Charlamagne. I think all that shit's a blessing.
Yeah.
What I knew what I was have to do is if I work with Charlamagne, if he's not paying me, or if I'm working for him for free, I'm gonna have to use that leverage to charge other people.
Interesting. The fact that you have your
I got the cosign. Yeah, man, you got to use that to your advantage. So and I'd rather have do that cosign thing than be like, hey, Charlamagne, now's the time to start paying me, because he could be like, bro, I don't need you.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm like, no. So I'd rather do that, man. That's just me.
How did your clientele and your hustle as a whole change when you got the cosign? And did people realize right away, or did you have to like let people know? Because you were skilled regardless.
Man, I remember I just met. I go ahead, my fault. I didn't mean.
No, you were skilled regardless. Yeah. But now that you have the cosign, people will look at you differently. People will like hire you right from the get go. So like, how did the dynamic change between you and your clients down the line?
Yeah, people used to take me as a joke as a videographer before the cosign. I mean, I even took a picture of Charlamagne. People go, oh, he's on now. Like I was like, geez, I didn't even start doing anything for him yet. But yeah, people definitely want to get that look. People just invite me out. Like, yo, bro, like, take a pic. Can we take a pic? Like with me. Like, bro, I get it, but I guess it's cool. But shit, that's what it does.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't get fazed by it. Like I see pictures. Like I understand. Like, I guess from like a person from that's not in like the media world and like not in the industry, and they see like, oh, Angelo's with all these celebrities and shit. A lot of that time is like a 5-second interaction. But I guess it's a good look, man. Sometimes it's a I don't know. I keep it real. Like if you see me post a picture of like I met a celebrity, I'm gonna say, yo, we just met. Like there's people out there that'd be like, yo, we chopped it up, we gonna work soon and stuff like that, to try to really push that leverage. And then that's forcing it. I don't do that. I feel like the best thing to do is keep it 100. Don't exaggerate anything. Don't exaggerate any interactions you meet. Try to push that leverage. Just keep it 100.
Anytime people, since again, like you come from like a non-formal background in production, and when people think about like a career in production, being a cameraman, being a videographer and all that, sometimes they get intimidated by the startup cost of it. Like, oh, I have to buy cameras, oh, I have to buy editing computers and all that stuff. A, how did you navigate that? And B, what do you want to say to people who kind of like stay away from that lane because they get like scared? Because like, I have to like put all this money for cameras, etc., and I have to like teach myself all the skill sets. So like, what do you say to that?
Yeah, that's actually a great question.
Yeah,
like that's the first time I ever got a question like that. And what I did, it's all investments. That's how I think about it. It's investments. How can I make this money back after I spend it? And it's also, I did it little by little. Like I've been doing this shit for almost 10 years. I bought my camera. Actually, no, I'm bugging. I bought my camera in 2016, maybe. I bought my first Canon.
Yeah.
And I bought I had a Canon 70D. It's only shot in like 720p. And I did it. That's the camera that got me in the door with Charlamagne. And it's just little by little. I started working, started saving the money I was making off of videos, doing music videos, busting them out, and ended up upgrading my camera. I ended up getting a big gig for shooting the New York Marathon with iHeart.
Wow.
And they gave me a huge check, and I upgraded again. I always had to try to upgrade in different areas. Like, okay, I got a camera now. Now I need what do I need? Okay, I need lighting. Okay, now I got a couple more dollars. Now what can I get now? What's my next thing I got to get? Mics. I need to get some lapel mics. What else could I use? This lens, I got a kit lens. I got to start saving up for a nice G Master lens. Save up. You got to always invest, because somebody's going to pass you. It's a competition at the end of the day too with this video stuff, because especially in New York, there's videographers on every street corner.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed, especially like people who like get started in this industry like at 20s, at late teens or whatever, they realize that once they get the gig, that's their invitation to like spend more on their own lifestyle. Like keeping your burn rate low while also investing in yourself and getting new cameras and getting new gear like you did actually helps people down the line. Like gives you the runway to like work with more people while you're living in the same conditions you were living before you got the gig, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely some videographers out there that like to be flashy.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just feel like cause I've been on, I don't know. I've never been that type of guy. I don't want to give people a reason to try to hate on me. Like I'm trying to be as humble as possible. Like there's no reason that you can hate on Angelo, man. He's just working, edits his videos and sends them out. And it's just by the grace of God that the algorithm works in his favor. What Charlamagne taught me is you got to undersell yourself, but over deliver. So that's how I really got onto the map. I would undercharge myself and I would over deliver the video. Like, oh shit, this is official. So my advice is like, don't be too cocky at the game because you will get shut down quick. You will get humbled quick. I would say know your worth. Like I know my worth, but I also really don't charge shit that I would feel like I wouldn't want to pay myself too.
Interesting. So you have to put yourself in their seat.
Yeah.
Like Charlamagne's show, Breakfast Club, I think.
What is it?
Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
The Breakfast Club. I think like a reason it became like, it's a radio show, but it stood this like test of time. It's still popular. People still watch it. And I think like one of the things which adds to it is like the dynamic camera angle. And as a cameraman, as a producer yourself, how important do you think is like the video aspect in like a production like this, or if someone's just starting off?
I salute Nick who films the Breakfast Club interviews because I know he has that shoulder rig. He's holding that shit for hours at a time. And they cut down a lot of the interviews too, so you don't see him, but he's holding that camera like all day.
Yeah, I think that makes a huge difference in the show as a whole. Like it adds to like when you're like zooming in, zooming out, adds like a reality show aspect to it. And I think like that's the whole appeal of the show with the drama and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's my boy Nick that shoots that.
You have worked with a lot of people in terms of like talent. What prime personality difference would you say is between people like Charlamagne and the A-listers and your like everyday Joe who wants to start something?
Yeah, bro. I hate working with I'm telling you, man, I almost made a tweet today saying I gotta stop fucking with the local guys. It's just it's the people that are, when it comes, they're not only like when they pay, on time, the people that are like the A-listers and the people in the business, the professionals, they pay on time, they don't complain about it, and they are just easier where they're humble. They're more humble than like the rappers I shoot music videos for from my hometown, who swear they're all that. You would think that the like celebrities and the A-listers are like dickheads and like get them out the way. Like you've seen just Devontae Adams last night push a cameraman. But no, they're not. Nobody's really like that, man. The cameraman is respected. It's usually like, not the camera. Yeah, the cameraman is usually respected. The artists, the celebrities are usually chill. It might be like their management, like, oh, excuse me, can you just back up a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm still curious about you, back up one. But other than that, like Charlamagne would talk to everybody, let everybody film him. It doesn't matter. This the security job. If he peeps anything suspicious. Artists that are coming up, people from the hometown, they're just the dickheads. Always wanting a refund if they don't like something. A refund, right to refund. Like, why the fuck you want a refund already? Jeez, you don't need revisions? Like, I could do it. Like, goddamn. But yeah, professional is the way to go.
It's like, well, when you came up and like even like 10 years ago or like 7 years ago, there was this formula of like, hey, if you're a rapper or if you have a skill set, you need actual video to go with it. Like get a videographer to actually film you, put it on YouTube, and that's a product in itself. But now people can like film it on their phone, get TikTok videos out and all that. So I feel like if you actually have a skill set, an easier way to advertise or just to like test the waters is to like putting your videos out in like the shortest and like the easiest way possible without like involving other people. But if someone wants to involve someone as talented as you are, or videographers and cameramen, I think they have to respect the additional weight which you bring to the team, right? Like the fact that you're bringing more talent, more time spent.
Get better looks.
Get better looks.
Yeah, you're right. And I really don't, I just started literally just realizing that as of recently. Like, I just thought like, yo, I'm just a camera guy, bro. But sometimes I'd be in the bathroom scrolling down my own Instagram, like, oh shit, I'm kind of lit. So yeah, I've started to weigh that, but all that stuff makes like that traffic that you bring in, it all equals dollar signs.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
So like right now you said dollar signs. That's why I'm asking this. Like, what's your like relationship with money in like the long term? Like, how exactly are you trying to build something? Like you said, you want to start a business for a production. Like, how exactly do you equate getting money in your bank account to like starting something?
A lot of it's just saving, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm grateful that I was able to produce these 4 podcasts where, you know, I get a steady income, or I do 5, including Bully and the Beast. And it's just, you gotta save. And the goal is to make money when you don't have to work, make money in your sleep, basically.
Got
Like,
it.
shout out to Alex Media. He's making money in his sleep right now.
Yeah.
You know? Shout out to Wheezy. She's making money in her sleep right now. You know?
So like passive income.
Yeah, passive income. That's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. Passive income. That's the long-term goal.
So like once you're in the industry already, do you feel I don't know, a responsibility to like bring other people in who may not have like a way in, but you see that they're talented? How do you approach that?
That's a great question, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, I took shrooms like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I had a whole revelation of my whole life.
What was
and
it?
that was it. No, that's my life calling. Like, they call me Glo, short for Angelo.
Oh,
right?
wow, that's funny.
So when I put Glo on paper, when they see that like on Instagram or something, they'd be like, people be like, oh, glow. And I used to get so mad. You know, like, it's Glo, not glow. I was on shrooms one time and somebody called me Glow, and I was like thinking, I was like, holy shit.
It makes sense.
It's my calling. I gotta go and put a spotlight on other up and coming talent that doesn't have a shine. That's why they call me Glow, because I'm that light.
Nice.
To put on up and coming talent. For that, it's like I feel like I am that bridge that could tie from like to get noticed to then like my people from my small town in Westchester, you know?
Yeah. Because I've noticed this, like,
I feel like Moses, I've been to the mountaintop, you know?
I feel like in media,
well, that was
like,
Martin Luther King.
That's MLK, yeah. Like in media, I work in news, like in media and news and production in general, there's like a lot of nepotism, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you realize that those people are actually talented, but you still have to acknowledge that there is a nepotistic element. Like someone actually made a call, hey, my son needs an internship or whatever, and then you're in the door, and then you can do a good job or a bad job, but you got in the door, which we know that it's like the hardest part of the gig, like getting in the door. So once you're in, I think that there's an actual responsibility to actually find people who maybe don't have the resources to like actually reach that come up, so that you can like bring them in.
Definitely. Everybody needs a connection to get in somehow. Yeah. The way you do that is you show and prove. If you're doing work, I didn't know anybody in this industry, man. I was just trying not to work at Costco mopping floors, you know, and just shout out to Charlamagne, took me under his wing. I mean, I was so confident in my videography. I feel like if Barack Obama needed a videographer, I could have linked up with him and went to DC every day and been his videographer, you know. But Charlamagne got lucky enough for me. You know, when it comes to nepotism and stuff, I don't use that. I wouldn't use that to hinder you, like when people play favorites or something.
Yeah.
Because one thing Charlamagne also says is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
So whatever you gotta do, as long as you put in the work in, you're gonna get there.
There's one thing to actually like trust the algorithm and realize that, hey, if your stuff is good, people will find you, the right people will find you, and your thing will get traction. And it's another thing to like actually focus on your craft and your artistry. Like, hey, I'm gonna develop my artistry and then I'm gonna put out. But some people do that building process in public. Hey, it doesn't matter that I'm bad, but I'm still gonna show it to people so that people can track my progress. Do you agree with that, or do you agree with like stay low till you make it?
I agree and I disagree. One thing I tell people too is like, when one of my friends in the industry like does a recap or does a music video or something, I would not hesitate to be like, yo, bro, delete this, bro.
Yeah,
this is whole half-ass, bro. You could do this way better, man. And you know, time to change. Like I used to post half-ass work too. Like I'm still learning. This is the process. Fuck that, bro. So make a different Instagram to post your half-ass work. Your Instagram is a highlight reel.
correct.
So it's like your resume. So when people like, if like Charlamagne checked out my Instagram and saw me doing half-ass work, like what the hell? I'm like, no, I can't tell them, bro. It's part of my journey. Like, nah, bro. I don't even like. I even archive like my old work. I was exporting at the wrong frame rate and stuff. Like, yeah. Your Instagram is your highlight reel. So always post your best work.
Interesting. So like posting your best work, sometimes people don't even realize that the work they're doing in the present moment is not like up to the bar, right? So like they would like subconsciously be posting work which is like subpar.
They think it's good though.
Yeah, they think that's good. And I don't want to like blame them because like they're still learning, right? So it's important to like surround yourself with people who are like experienced or are in the industry, because they will tell you that, hey, this is good, this is bad. So how do you find that circle when, I don't know, you're some random kid from Ohio who doesn't have any friend in production?
You don't need that. Instagram is there.
Yeah.
You see what other people are doing. And one thing I would tell these videographers is don't think you're the best.
Yeah.
Always know there's room for improvement. Always try to get better. You're not the best videographer. There's always someone better than you. You know, there's always somebody out there that knows how to use After Effects.
Yeah.
Just keep trying to get better. Always keep upgrading your equipment. You know, always watch. Don't be too prideful to watch YouTube tutorials on how to do something. You know, if you see a transition and you're like, oh shit, how can I do that? And YouTube had to do that shit. Fuck it.
How much difference do you think that fact that you were like a self-taught guy who like actually ended up making it, how much difference do you think that makes it in your head when you step in like shoulder to shoulder with other people in the industry? Do you feel like, hey, I know my shit because I'm like, I built this on my own? Whereas like those people, they might have like higher credentials, they went to college, this and that, but at the same time, you still got the gig. So like how much difference do you think that makes, the fact that you're self-taught?
Yeah, the thing about it, I feel like people that went to college, a lot of them overthink it. They always think they have to do something by the book. Like I have to submit my resume. Like, do you think you could pass my resume to Charlamagne? Like, bro, what the fuck? You're not gonna look at that? You get out there and you do it. Like you could get I went to college for a year and at Buffalo State, and I've just taken so much knowledge. I knew I was gonna go back for my sophomore year. That shit was like $40,000. So I was like, let me get as much information and knowledge and networking as I can this year, and I'm gonna have to use it for the real world because it's about over after this. And that's what I did, man. I learned how to be a switcher before even all this technology came out. We were using some old fashioned shit. Like I went from going to like an A1 like high school, like I won't say a private school, but it was like a public version of a private school, to like some ghetto ass college. I didn't go to UB, Buffalo State, bro.
Since you work with so many podcasters and they are on like different tiers in their profession, like some have made it, some have like are still like, coming up and all that. Yeah. How do you explain to them the fact that this is not something you can leave your day job right away and something you have to figure out down the line? Because you're not gonna make money right away, and you will eventually figure out. Because like we know that since we work in the industry, but a lot of people who like romanticize this life in media,
looks good,
they don't know that. So like, how do you explain to them if they ever ask for it, or sometimes you realize, hey, you need to learn the fact that making money here is hard as fuck. So like, how do you,
I keep it a buck. Keep
that
it
reality check? How do you do that?
Keep it real. It's not a reality check. It's just that they know what it is, man. But they you know what it is. You set goals.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube has that limit. You know, you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Then you can start to get monetized, bro. So let's work up to a goal. Let's start off at 275 views an episode a month, or at least a week. You know, let's promote it. All we gotta do is DM your friends. Like we got the episode out, text people the link. You know, let's be a producer out here, Angelo. You know, you know, it's a business at the end of the day too. So what I tell my clients whenever we doing a podcast, they're talking about like monetization. Like, we got to get the buzz. We got to get the look going. And it's up to y'all to promote it. Like you got to treat this shit like it's your baby. You know, if you don't like your job, you want to be a podcaster, prove it to the people. They're not going to believe in a podcast unless you do. And that's where we're at right now with it. And we're doing a great job with it too. Shout out to the Great Print podcast. Shout out to the Naked and Famous podcast. And shout out to Trust the System podcast. And shout out to Bully and the Beast podcast.
What's the Bully and the Beast podcast about? I've seen you wear the sweatshirt, but I didn't know what it's about.
Yeah, so Bully and the Beast podcast is L'Oreal and Wax. And we all used to live at New York at one point. But L'Oreal started her new job at the radio station now in Atlanta, man. Salute to that. And Wax started his own endeavors out there in South Carolina too. And basically what the Bully and the Beast is just, you know, a bully who's L'Oreal and a beast who's Wax, and they give advice. You know, we have callers call in, they DM us, email us, and they just need advice, man. People we have sleeping with the girlfriend's mom and shit.
Interesting.
And yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, we got Wax's ABCs in there where we give Wax like a SAT word. He has to try to figure out what it means. And yeah, that's Bully and the Beast, man. Tune in, man. We drop every Wednesday.
Hey, it was great talking to you, and like you're doing really like great job. And like the reason I reached out to you because like I like highlighting like good come up stories and like highlighting like representing like people who work behind the scenes as well. So you're clearly someone who's doing a great job. So thank you.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I really don't get that much, man. You know, like what you're really doing. Like, I just do videos and try to edit it on time.